letting go of the limiting classroom. I will try to explain this project in less than 5 minutes, where the idea came from and what we will do. For this, I need to go back to 2016. This was an exciting moment for me. I had just redesigned my course. I had seen that all my students had done their online preparations, and I could finally put my active teaching methods into practice and really engage with my students. And this was the classroom where I ended up. Students in rows, hardly accessible for me as a teacher. Too crowded to make groups, and to make matters worse, all tables were connected to each other by power cables. You can imagine that my active teaching methods didn't come out well. And that kept on going like this for the rest of the course. I had never felt so limited by a classroom. Normally, I would have made adjustments to make my teaching methods fit with the available facilities. But that year, the Teaching and Learning Lab was started, and I could let go of the limiting classroom. So the next year I again was excited for my class. This time I had had the chance to design my classroom in a way that it was well aligned with my teaching methods. I operated from the middle of the room. Students worked in groups at sit-to-stand tables, and each group had a screen and a whiteboard. With this room layout, I had a better insight in the learning process. Because of the screens, I could see what students were doing, and I could give feedback at the right time. I was also a lot closer to my students, and I felt more involved. And because of the sit-to-stand tables, I could influence the energy level of my students better. My students told me, "We are all in front row now." They had a better interaction with me as a teacher. They had better group work. And 1 year later, when I had added project rooms, they also reported that they worked seriously on a task for a longer time. And as the icing on the cake, student appreciation for the course skyrocketed. You can imagine that this has had an enormous impact on me as a teacher. I can even say that it has transformed me. And with this project, we will give 9 other teachers the opportunity to have a similar experience by integrally looking at their teaching. For our institution, this means that we can start learning about how we can facilitate the kind of teaching that we would like to do according to the Institute's vision on education. Teachers will do this in design teams with 1 or 2 students. And in this they will be supported by the Educated Academy. Also, they will exchange ideas and work together with other design teams in the project. And in addition, we will work iteratively, using learning launches to learn quicker and with more focus if an approach is effective or not. In the redesign, we will focus on interaction. Interaction with the teacher, with fellow students, society and the content. This is also our focus for research and evaluation. We will do this through focal group interviews, in-class observations and questionnaires. In the end, this project will deliver 9 integrally redesigned courses. A handbook about learning spaces, descriptions of good practices, a teacher community about innovative learning spaces and recommendations to educators for the development of a vision on learning spaces.